Hello everyone and welcome to all of you to our channel Sodinkers Cat, and this is basically Devabrata here. So in our previous lecture we had discussed from class 12 the 3D geometry, the line and the plane, and in the today's class we will cover here the statistics from class 11. So we now discuss that the calculation of the mean, median and the mode of grouped and ungrouped data, calculation of standard deviation, variance and mean deviation from grouped and ungrouped data. And the total number of questions are coming from the exam JEE Main. There are 1 or 2 questions and the JEE Advanced 1 questions from this topic, the statistics. So first of all, we now discuss the chapter summary in a nutshell, and after we just go through the problem discussion session in the JEE Main and Advanced Mathematics. So first of all, in the statistics, that the chapter summary class number 1, that the very important mean deviation from the ungrouped data, grouped and ungrouped data. First of all, the mean deviation. Okay. That the mean deviation for the ungrouped data. That means, suppose this is the topic x1, x2, xn be the given n observation. Okay. So the mean deviation about the mean. Number 1, mean deviation about the mean, that is written MD, mean deviation about the mean. This is nothing but in the numerator summation I1 to n mod of xi minus x bar, that is the mean, divided by n, where the x bar is mean. Okay. And the number 2, the mean deviation about the median. Mean deviation about the median. This is nothing but the MD, mean deviation about the median M, that is equal to that the summation I1 to n mod of xi minus m divided by n, where the m is median. Okay. Next, mean deviation for discrete frequency distribution. This is number 2. I write here the mean deviation for discrete frequency distribution. This is important. So suppose let the data consist of n distinct value. That is the x1, x2, xn, occurring with frequency f1, f2, fn. So number 1, mean deviation about the mean. Mean deviation about the mean, this is nothing but the mean deviation MD about the mean x bar. This is equal to the summation I1 to n Fi mod of xi minus x bar divided by n multiply by Fi. Okay. So this is written as in the form of the summation I1 to n Fi xi divided by x bar. This is capital N. This is basically the sum over I1 to n small n is nothing but the capital N. Okay. Next one, number 2, mean deviation about median. Mean deviation about median. This is written as the MD of median. This is sum over I1 to n Fi multiply xi minus m with the modulus divided by capital. Next, mean distribution for continuous frequency distribution. Number 3. Number 3, that is mean deviation for continuous frequency distribution. Continuous. Okay. That mean deviation about the mean for a group data. Mean number 3, number 1, mean deviation about the mean deviation about the mean for group data. For group data, shortcut method, step deviation method. This is called the step deviation method. Okay. Step 1. Step deviation method. Step 1. Find the class mark xi of each class. Number 1. Find the class mark. This is xi. Step 2. Assume that the mean is A. Assuming mean A. Step 3. Find deviation. Deviation means the DI. This is nothing but xi minus A divided by h. H basically the class size. Step 4. Calculate the x bar. X bar equal to A plus within second bracket summation Fi di divided by n into h, where the n is basically summation over Fi. Number 5. Step 5. Calculate the median with the mean x bar. This is equal to summation over Fi multiply xi minus x bar divided by n. This is the final outcome. Next, mean deviation about the median for group data. This is number 2. Okay. Mean deviation about the median. Mean deviation about the median for group data. Okay, here the step 1 is basically find the class mark. Similar, the class mark xi from the class. Step 2, find the n. This is nothing but the summation over fi. Step 3, now median class is the class interval whose cumulative frequency is greater than or equal to n by 2. This is middle part. Basically, the cumulative frequency is greater than or equal to n by 2. Okay. And the step number 4, calculate the median by the formula m. This is basically the median. This is equal to L plus n by 2 minus c divided by f into h. This is the formula where the L lower limit of median class and the f frequency of the median class, and the h here width of the median class, width, and the c cumulative frequency. And the last step, the step number 5, the final outcome, calculate the median of the mean. This is basically the sum over fi mod of xi minus m be the median, divided by capital N. This is the final outcome. Okay. And here the notation are the usual meanings. Next, the variance. Variance. Variance of n observation, number 1. Variance of n observation. This is x1, x2, xn is given by the sigma square is equal to 1 by n into sum over I1 to n xi minus x bar whole square. Sigma square equal to 1 by n into summation I1 to n xi minus x bar whole square. And the shortcut method, this is the sigma square equal to summation xi square divided by n minus x bar square. This is the shortcut method of the variance, finding the variance. Now the standard deviation, number 2. Standard deviations, that is the sigma, the square root of the variance, 1 by n sum I1 to n xi minus x bar square. This is the standard deviation. Variance and standard deviation of a discrete frequency distribution. Number 3. This is very important. Variance and standard deviation HD of a discrete frequency distribution. We draw a table here. This is the variable. And here the frequency f. This is the variable. Suppose x1, x2, x3 dot dot xn. Here the f1, f2, f3 dot dot fn. This is the table. Number 1, the variance. Variance is basically the sigma square 1 by n into summation over I1 to n fi xi minus x bar square, where the n equal to summation over I1 to n fi. Okay. Next, the standard deviation St, basically written in the sigma square root of 1 by n into summation of fi xi minus x bar square. Okay. This is the standard deviation. And the shortcut method here, that is, let A be the assumed mean, and let the di, the deviation xi minus a. Then the sigma square will be summation over fi di square by capital N. This is nothing but minus summation fi di divided by capital N whole square. This is the shortcut method. Sigma square equal to summation fi di square by capital N minus summation of fi di by capital N whole square. When mean is decimal fraction. Next, number 4. When mean is a decimal fraction. Mean is a decimal fraction, that means the variance, number 1, variance sigma square is equal to 1 by n square capital N sum over I1 to n fi xi square minus within bracket sum over I1 to n fi xi whole square. And the standard deviation, number 2, standard deviation HD is written in the sigma, that is the 1 by n square root of n into sum over I1 to n fi xi square minus summation fi xi whole square. This is basically I1 to n. This is the standard deviation. Next, the shorter method for standard deviation of continuous frequency distribution. Number 5. Shorter method for SD, standard deviation of continuous frequency distribution. Okay. So A be the assumed mean. That is the yi equal to xi minus a by h. So the variance, that means the sigma square, h square by n square, n into summation I1 to n fi yi square minus summation I1 to n fi yi whole square. Okay. And the standard deviation, that is the sigma, is equal to h by n square root of n into summation fi yi square minus within bracket summation fi yi whole square. Okay. This is basically the I1 to n. Here I1 to n. This is the standard deviation. And the next part, the coefficient of the variation. Number 6. Coefficient of variation. Coefficient of variation, that means mean bx bar and the standard deviation, the sigma, mean x bar and the standard deviation sigma. Then the coefficient of variation CV, that is sigma by x bar into 100, where the x bar is obviously not equal to 0. Comparison of two frequency distribution with same mean. Number 7. That the CV1, coefficient of variation of 1, coefficient of variation of 2 is nothing but the ratio of the sigma 1 by sigma 2. Coefficient of variation of the frequency distribution of the table 1 with ratio the coefficient of variation of the frequency distribution of the table 2, that is equal to standard deviation of frequency distribution of table 1 with the standard deviation of the frequency distribution of the table 2. So here we conclude our chapter summary in a nutshell of this topic, the statistics. So let us go forward for the problem discussion session. First problem is very important. The JEE Main 2019 says that if for some x belongs to R, the frequency distribution of the mark obtained by 20 students in a test is given, then the mean of the marks is what? Try yourself first, reading the question very carefully and give me the feedback of the answer by commenting. So here the key point is that we use the formula that the summation I1 to n fi, this is the number of students, and the mean, this is x bar fi x by sum of fi. This is the formula. Let's get started. So the number of students here, what? The sum of fi, this is 20 students. That means x plus 1 whole square, 2x minus 5 plus x square minus 3x plus x, this is 20. So it will become, after solution you would get the quadratic equation that the x square plus x minus 12 equal to 0. So as x greater than 0, the solution become minus 4 and 3. We choose x equal to 3 at x greater than 0. Okay. Now the mean is nothing but x bar fi xi sum over fi. Put this value. Sum over fi means 20. Fi xi means 2 into x plus 1 whole square 3 into 2x minus 5 plus 5 into x square minus 3x plus 7x. Solve it. Put this value at x equal to 10. You would get 2 into 4 square, 3 into 1, 5 into 0, 7 into 3 divided by 20. You would get the value 2.8. 2.8. Option B would be the correct. Next problem. Question number 2. JEE Main 2021. Consider the following frequency distribution. If mean 309 by 22 and the median is 14, then the value of the a minus b whole square is equal to what? Okay. This is basically the NAT, numerical answer type. First one be the MCQ. Let us solve. Here we will draw a table. This is the CI. FI, XI, FI, and the CF. Here the 0 to 6. This is A. This is 3. FI, 3A. Here the CF A. 6 to 12. This is B. 9. So 9B. A plus B. 12 to 18. 12 given. Here to the 15. 180. A plus B plus 12. Next. 18 to 24. 9. 21. Multiplying 189. A plus B plus 21. And the last one. 24 to 30. So 5. 27. 135. A plus B plus 26. So here N would become 26 plus A plus B, and the FI would become 504 plus 3A plus 9B. Okay. So the mean would become what? That the 504 plus A plus B divided by 26 plus A plus B. This is given 309 by 22. Basically the N here the summation of Fi xi. This is the summation of Fi. Here we written the x bar is the Fi xi by summation of Fi. This is the formula. Put this value and calculate. You would get the 81A plus 37B equal to 1018. This is the equation number 1. So the median class that is what? 12 to 18. So for 12 to 18 median class, the median would be what? The median would be 12 plus. By using the formula a plus b plus 26 by 2 minus a plus b divided by 12 into 6. Okay. This would become equal to 14. I just write in another pen. This is basically the median 12 plus a plus b plus 26 divided by 2 minus a plus b divided by 12 into 6. This is equal to 14. Solve this. You would get or a plus b plus 26 minus 2a minus 2b divided by 2. This is equal to 4, or the a plus b equal to 18. This is equation number 2. On solving equation 1 and 2, solving 1 and the 2, you would get the value of the a. This is 8, and the b would become 10. Therefore, you have to find the value of the a minus b whole square. This would become 8 minus 10 whole square. That means the 4. 4 would be the correct answers. Here you have to write 4. 4 would be the correct answers in that question. Question number 3. Consider 10 observation x1, x2, xn such that summation xi minus alpha to xi minus beta whole square 10, where alpha beta are the positive integer. Let the mean and the variance of the observation be 6 by 5 and 84 by 25 respectively. Then beta by alpha is equal to what? Nice question. This is the beauty of the statistics. So here given that x bar, this is the summation xi divided by 10, this is 6 by 5, and the xi square divided by 10 minus x bar whole square, this is 84 by 25. This 2 is given. Now another is given that the summation xi minus alpha, this is 2, and summation xi square by 10 minus, put this value 36 by 25, this is equal to 84 by 25. Put this value in this equation. Okay, x bar means what? X bar is 6 by 5, so 6 by 5 whole square, put this. And another one, that is the summation xi minus 10 alpha, this is 2. That means summation xi square by 10, this is equal to 120 by 25. Okay. Now solve. Or 12 minus 10 alpha equal to 2 and summation xi square is 48. Or you would get the value of the alpha, that is the 1. Now, summation over I1 to 10 xi minus beta whole square, that is 40. Now solve one by another. Or summation xi square 10 beta square minus twice beta summation over xi, this is 40. Or 48 plus 10 beta square minus 24 beta, this is 40. Or you would get the quadratic equation that the 5 beta square minus 12 beta plus 4 equal to 0. Or you would get the two value of the beta, that is 2 or beta equal to 2 by 5. This is rejected. Therefore, the ratio of the beta by alpha 2 by 1, that would become 2. So answer beta by alpha ratio would be 2. Option A would be the correct. Next, question number 4. JEE Main 2020. If x minus a equal to n and xi minus a square, a whole square, n a, then the standard deviation of n observation, x1, x2, xn, would be what? So the standard deviation SD, this is nothing but the square root of summation xi minus a whole square divided by n minus summation xi minus a by n whole square. This is the formula. Put this value. So this would become n a divided by n minus n by n whole square. So this would become square root of a minus 1. Square root of a minus 1. Simple. So option D would be the correct. This formula we have written in the chapter summary in a nutshell class. Last question. Question number 5. Recent question JEE Main 2024. The variance sigma square of the data. You have to find the variance of this data. Now, let us draw a table. This is xi, fi xi square. Here the value 0, 3 given. Fi xi means 0, here 0. Here 1, this is 2 given. So 2 and the 2. Here 5, 6 is given. Sorry, 3 is given, not 6. So 5, 3, 15. Here would be the 75. Here is 6, 2 is given, 12, 72. 10, 6 is given, 60, 600. And 12, 3 is given, 36, 4, 32. 17, 3 is given, 51, 867. So summation over fi. This would become what? 22. Summation over fi xi. This would become what? Just sum. 176. Summation over fi xi square. This would become 2048. Now the variance of sigma square. This is nothing but summation fi xi square but summation fi minus the summation fi xi by summation of fi whole square. This is the formula. Put this value. Here this is 2048. This is 22 minus 176 divided by 22 whole square. After calculation, you would get 1024 divided by 11 minus 64, 8 square. So this would become 93.0909 minus 64. So you would get 29.0909. We write in the decimal places because this is a NAT, numerical answer type question. So decimal place is very important. So 29.09. So you have to write in the integer form. It would become 29. 29 integer to be the correct answers. So let us solve the 5 important questions from the JEE Main and Advanced. For your better concept, practice and the understanding, I usually give you the another 5 important questions from the JEE Main and Advanced. You just pause this video and take a screenshot of the another 5 questions. Very quickly. So I think you'll be able to take a screenshot of the 5 important questions. So we now discuss here the 10 important question coming in JEE Main and Advanced, and I think after solving this question, you'll be able to solve any other question from this chapter's statistics. So last but not the least, in our contact section, solve this homework. And if anyone needs this file like the study material of my YouTube lecture, just mail without no hesitation with this ID, catshootingers1935@gmail.com. Thank you very much. Stay well and happy. Have a great day.